Okay, the first part of the video I kind of rambled on there a while, but it is winter time. If you're bored, you'll have plenty of viewing pleasure there. See where that's starting to split? Don't go too deep there. I done this with a Dremel bit. I started with a chainsaw file, make a notch. You could use a 3-cornered file, but they don't have to be very deep. About 1/8 of an inch. So don't go down into this ring and ruin the ring completely. Take your emery paper, make sure there's no burrs. No burrs on there. Make sure this is flat and smooth. This is your 2 holes. You may not see them from up here. In fact, you can't see them, but they will be there. You can go a little bit deeper. I don't want to go too deep because I'm getting into the metal right there where it's double. You can see the gap. Put this on telemacro so you can see. But it's there, trust me. See, you can't see it from here, but it's in there. That's the main thing. You got to have at least 2 of those. I don't put any more than 2. That's what I've seen done. Okay, enough of that, so these videos don't get too long. It's already going to be maybe a 3-parter. But I wanted to go in depth on making this, how I make it, because it has worked good for me. When I made my Venom, I made one out of a different type of can. They work very well. They're a nice burner. I know people call them stoves. To me, it's a burner because it's just a burner, like on a stove. But throw that tip in there again. Make this longer than what I did. I made this like 2. Made this 2 1/4 from here to here. I'm going to shove this can in here, and then I will cut it off later. I'll shove this whole can in here. That gives me plenty of to beat and pound on up here, because this will be cut off flush. When I cut this, I'll cut it just a little further up, and then I'm going to sandpaper it down. I will grind this down on my sandpaper so it is flush. I will cut above the line. So next thing to do is press this in. I'm going to use a block of wood, maybe a small block. Tap this down in here and take your time. That's why I do not flare this. I don't want it flared. Okay, back to work. Next part you'll see is when I have this all cut off. Okay, see how much can I left. Might be hard to see on the camera here. I do have it on telemacro, but it doesn't work all the time. See how much I left? You can cut it off with the scissors. Don't cut any of your nice finished edge you did there. Stay away, because you will be, like I said, you'll be emery papering this, sandpaper. Sandpaper worked this good. I prefer emery paper. Look down in here and make sure you're seated good all the way around. I'm glad I changed the holes where you could see it. I'd recommend doing that too. Make those holes where you can see it. And then the scary part's going to be guessing. You can almost run your finger down there and guess. It's right here, that's metal to metal. My holes will probably be down here because of the type of can it is. It does not matter. It's still going to work for burner because this is going to be used for big stuff. So that's why I'm making a big one. You can almost feel it. That's flat. So my holes will probably be right here. I can feel it flat. You can kind of tell. See where you look in there, you kind of tell. Because as long as you have a space, do not drill here. You'll feel it that's flat. Feel it where it starts tapering with your finger inside. And to me, just by feel, that ends up at least here. So if you make it according to my measurements, we'll find out when I drill the hole if I'm right. Have a quality 16-inch bit. I use a piece of paper wrap around there and then mark out on a ruler the circumference. I will wrap a piece of paper around here, figure out the circumference, divide it by how many holes I want, say 16, and get close enough. It's not rocket science. But I said you can cut this with the scissors. It might be awkward. As you can see, I cut with the scissors. You can cut that with the scissors because you're going to be actually grinding that down with a piece of sandpaper. I may use a Dremel grindstone or something. Don't warp anything. This will turn out perfect. This will look just like the other one. It'll be nice, one piece of metal. It'll be all smooth. No one can cut their fingers on it. I like this because it has a nice bottom to it. This is going to make a nice, heavy, tough. This is something that could last for years. I'm sure it could. You're only burning alcohol in it. But do like I did. Go in there and make the slots going this way. Okay, back to work. The video is going to be way too long. Okay, I cut this off with the scissors. I had to do it kind of backwards. I did it from this side. I used just the tip of the scissors. Cut that right down without touching the edge. Okay, next is get our sandpaper, emery paper, and smooth this out. Okay, camera kind of cattywampus. I have a piece of plexiglass here. This is 46. And then I'm going to use 120. You can buy this stuff at Harbor Freight in a big bag. I use it all the time. I tear it in little strips. I buy it on the roll for sanding bike frames. I guess we know where it came from now. Aluminum oxide cloth. That's what it means. That's cloth. You can tear it. Okay, we're going to, like I said, don't always go this way. Don't go in a circle. You get the idea. And keep watching it. And then when you're done, like I said, take a little piece, go around and do your edges. Take your time doing it, so you'll have a nice product. I know this video is getting too long. That's how close I was when I cut it. The extra can. But you'll see why, if you do it, why I use the rest of the can. But then when you get it cut down close before you trim it, take your block of wood and go around again and tap it. I don't know if I threw that in there. Tap it, look down in here, you'll see if it's centered. Don't bulge it, don't destroy it. You'll see it flexing. Don't destroy it. You'll never see these two seams right here, and they will be pretty tight. I don't worry about taking the paint off the inside. I know some people do. I'm not going to worry about it. I never did it on the other one. I'm not doing it on this one. I know I've seen people say take the paint out. Okay, you get the idea? It's going to take a while, and I'll be back, and we'll be deciding where to put the holes at.